dude, no, Mike told me G's got the biggest payday.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, why did you pay that much? He's not even really a name. He's like, well, I advertised Blackout. I wanted to put him on there. I'm like, bro,
That's not the way it works.
No, exactly.
It's a business.
Right.
Like,
I was like, Mike, here's the thing. If G's wouldn't have worked that show, do you think it would have turned out any different?
No, not at all.
Would we have got more or less fans? It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. It's nice to have Blackout, like people know who they are, but still, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I mean, I wish him the best, and like I said, I'll help out any way I can. But I wonder if Jim's going to have heat with him over this.
I have no idea.
Because I still want to work for Jim. I mean, I don't want to just leave UWA because, Showing was like, dude, we want you to do this manager thing and all. I'm like,
I wonder if Jim has heat with me because I pretty much just left.
Because I know, you said you haven't been going to the Hero, right?
Yeah.
Who knows, man, with Jim.
But all right, so we're going to go ahead and start off this pre-show thing real quick. All right, so it's already recording. Very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Pre-game special. Of course, I'm Ray. Unfortunately, Mike and Matt aren't here. So on the other side of the computer, I'm being joined with Socrates' blind ass. How you doing, brother?
I am wonderful because I just smoked a joint and drank some apple juice.
Smoked a joint and drank some apple juice. That's got to be the best.
When you hit the trees like the high priest, your throat gets a little chafed.
It's better, I guess. Now, see, what to you? What's better, chafed thighs or chafed throat? Like, I would imagine.
I get both. Because here's the thing, honestly, I'm not a big guy, but I have thick legs.
Yeah.
So every time during the summer I go running every day, right between my nuts, I literally have to put lotion on there every day just to not have my fucking inside of my legs raw to the bone. So, but I'm probably still gonna go with the throat though, because it's like. It's got to be how it feels like a porn star when she sucks like 12 dicks in a day.
Oh yeah. But I mean, just imagine that. Imagine if she has chafed throat, and then she needs to go work. Ooh. Like that's the whole thing.
Well, it's like the wrestling business. You work if you can work. You
work.
Yeah.
You
can walk. It's like the wrestling business. If you can walk to the ring, you can work.
Yeah.
If you can get on your knees, you can suck a dick.
Well, my thing is I was always told with wrestling is that are you hurt or are you injured? If you're hurt, you can go out and work. If you're injured, you better get your ass out.
To be fair, you were at the show where I worked with the Gout. Yes. I was injured and I still hurt.
Dude, one of my old coworkers at my old job, I just recently started a new job. He had gout. And there were some days where he was in so much pain, he just couldn't come to work.
Oh, yeah.
And it was insane. And my dad had gout also. Of course, my dad was a drinker. So his gout would fire up like crazy.
I don't get it as much now because I'm on medication for it. But honestly, I miss the days of gout because now I have a crippling fucking neck injury.
So pretty much what you're saying is that you would rather have gout and chafed throat than having the neck injury.
Yes. I mean, that is exactly what I'm saying.
So God, if you're listening, Socrates is just crying out to you.
God, he is already blessed me with enough things. I don't need anything else. But at least with gout, you can take prednisone. But prednisone is a miracle drug. I gotta say that.
I mean, of course, I'm sitting here with a son of a bitch who gave my horn AIDS. So that's the whole thing. Like,
you know what else sucks when you get a new tattoo? I just got a new tattoo and it gets
I noticed that on your
itching phase, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can show it off on camera because I'm a fucking badass mother. Whoa. But it's in the phase now where
move up a little bit.
It's been like 4 days, so it's starting to itch
right
there. See where it's starting to feel?
See, when I get mine done, like for example, I just got this big one done right here. They put something over it called Tegader. It's like a clear sheet.
Okay.
They put it over it. It's there I leave it on for about 3 days.
Really?
It's on for 3 days. When you peel it off, no scabbing.
I peel mine off for like 2 hours. Well, here's the funny thing. I just got it done Tuesday.
Yeah.
I went to my usual place, which is, where do you get yours done at?
I have mine done in Havre de Grace at Instant History Tattoo, which you can always hear on our commercial breaks. Instant History Tattoo in Havre de Grace, Maryland. Yeah.
Check out Instant History Tattoo.
Yeah.
I went to my usual place is Capone's over in Blair Road.
Okay.
They were all booked up. I wanted to go to 4 different places. I finally went to Gypsy's right here in Essex.
Okay.
And I got it done there. And she was like, yeah, we got an opening.
Was she a gypsy?
No, but it was a chick. So I was like, I don't think I'd ever been tattooed by a girl before. Yeah. I was like, I really hope she doesn't fuck this up. I was like, but then I thought, this is so simple.
Yeah.
That you literally couldn't fuck this tattoo up unless you were retarded.
Yeah.
So I was like,
and then you look at it and everything is spelled wrong. Like, and I'm gonna say this on our pre-show. Vinny in EWA. Yeah. He recently got Quail Man. done on his leg. And
What
he
is
didn't
Quail
realize
Man?
Quail Man from Doug. You remember Doug, the
Oh, Doug,
superhero
yeah,
that he wore the belt? He got Quail Man.
Okay.
And so he didn't realize it, offhand.
Mhm.
But what happened is when he looked back, Quail Man, the Q for Quail Man on his suit was backwards. It was a backwards Q. And he was like, what the fuck? And I told him, I was like, dude, you know that Q's backwards, right? So he had to go back and have it done like they shouted it out and put the Q the right way. And then he had that guy do I'm not sure if you saw, you're blind, so you probably didn't see it on Facebook, but he had a tattoo done on his leg of Crush giving Doink the cranium crusher for WrestleMania 9.
No,
but it was
dude,
like the fattest Doink. It was like Bob Starr Doink. Like, I was like,
still
why
need
is
to see a
Doink
pic- I
so
need- I need to
fat?
see a picture of that, though. That's tremendous.
It's great.
That's a better
It's great.
tattoo than anything I have. I mean, like, you know, when I got my Megadeth one done, I was high because I was like 24.
Yeah.
The guy, because there's no second A in death in Megadeth.
Yeah.
The guy put the stencil on and he had the second A in there, and I didn't notice it until right before he was getting ready to put the needle on, and I was like, "Whoa, hold on, emergency alert!"
No.
So, but it turned out fine. But this one here, she actually did fuck up.
That amazing Megadeth tattoo that Dave Mustaine was so excited to see.
I
was just so excited to see it.
I did quote that on the show a while back. When I showed Dave the tattoo, he just looked at me, he gave me the Mustaine snarl, and he said, "Nice tattoo. Did you get it in prison?" That was the whole point. Though.
Well, yes, actually, I did.
I was drunk and I wrote Megadeth on my arm with a red Sharpie.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That would make a good tattoo. But no, the girl actually did fuck this one up though.
Really?
You know how? She didn't spell anything wrong, but it was supposed to be in all capitals.
Oh, and also it's not in a straight line either.
Well, that's because some of the things are bigger. I had it written that way, but I had it in all capitals.
That's why I look and I'm like, why is the F upside down?
Wait, what's up there?
No.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I looked at it.
It just doesn't say what it needs to say. It just says I'm a pansy ass bitch, and you're just kind of like, wait, what?
But no, it turned out okay, except for it was supposed to be all capitalized.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? You get tattooed by a girl, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny though? I figured I get this tattooed on here. That song will be stuck in my head for like a day, but then I'll be fine. But it's been like 4 days, and now the song's still stuck in my head. So
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
I mean, it is what it is. Of course, we're embarking on Easter. Easter is tomorrow. Of course, for those of you, well, actually, right here on Patreon, you could be watching this. This is a week out, so you'll see this next week. So we're coming up on Easter. So really with Easter, and we'll probably get into this a little bit in the show or whatever. I have to tell the story of my feud with the Easter Bunny. And I think you know that. Like, I've gotten into some of it before, but you don't know the origins of my feud. The feud with the Easter Bunny started when I was 4 years old. So
the Miz's feud with Bad Bunny. You were feud with the Easter Bunny.
Yes. And I mean, that's the thing. It's like, it's kind of funny because of the way that it began. It kind of had a culmination. Like, the feud started when I was 4 years old, and the next thing you know, there I am in the ECW arena, standing on the other side of the Easter Bunny, just looking at him like, you no good son of a bitch. This is it. This is my redemption. And you know what happened? He beat me. And then
in the ECW arena.
Yes.
Yes. That's one of those things you could say. I got beat in the ECW arena by the Easter Bunny.
Yes.
Here's the question though.
Yeah.
After that, did he still bring you chocolate the next year?
He gave me chocolate in the match.
So I would have a little trepidation about fighting the Easter Bunny because I really like chocolate.
Yeah.
And like, if I had heat with the Easter Bunny, he might not bring me any chocolate next year. So.
But that's the thing. We were also talking about when we had Marianne on. She's just kind of like, well, what is it like the Easter Bunny? Like, Christmas is one thing. Like, Easter, like the Easter Bunny is kind of like the redhead stepchild of holidays.
Right.
I think I've seen more photos of kids crying on the Easter Bunny's lap than they have on Santa's lap.
You know why the Easter Bunny is associated with Easter, don't you?
I have no idea, but I feel like Socrates is going to give us a little of a history lesson.
All of the major Christian holidays are adapted from pagan holidays.
Okay.
Easter is, of course, adapted from a pagan holiday, and rabbit, of course, Easter is in the beginning of spring. Rabbits are a sign of fertility because rabbits fuck a lot. So that's why the Easter Bunny is associated with Easter. So now you know, kids.
Little do they know when the kids are sitting on Easter Bunny's lap. Just like a lot of people were like, oh, Christmas, Santa. It's like, no, it's Jesus, you asshole.
I don't think I ever told you, but I had to eat with Easter Bunny too, actually.
Oh, really?
Remember, because you know how at the mall every year they'll have, the Easter Bunny for the kids can visit them?
Yeah.
I remember at East Point Mall one year, I was like 16, we were going to Ultra Zone. And the Easter Bunny.
I think that's still there, by the way. It's probably gone due to COVID, but
the Easter Bunny was just hanging out because I guess there was nobody there. And I went over to him and I flipped him off. I was like, fuck you, Easter Bunny. I was like, what the fuck? What did I do? And like for the rest of the night, my buddy's like, dude, what's your problem? You flip off the Easter Bunny. What's wrong with you?
Now there was a time, and we might have talked about this on Happy Hour TV. I might actually have the footage of it somewhere. I got to dig it up. But we went to the Toys R Us in New York. It was me, Lunar, Carrie, I think Clow, and my wife Jess. And we go to the big Toys R Us in New York City. And we go there, and Iron Man was there. And Iron Man kept on making like gestures towards my wife or whatever and all that. So like, I got a little
Iron
bit
Man was on your wife, huh?
Yeah, of a jet. So Iron Man wanted to go. Like he kept on going like, hey, come here or whatever and all that. And actually I just saw a text that DMX has passed away. I saw something online. I saw something online that apparently he was in a vegetative state from a drug overdose. Which isn't surprising. And it's sad. Everybody knows DMX, but the whole thing is I have, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but of course, also it's our Patreon exclusive, so I don't really give a shit. When you do drugs, put it this way, my cousin passed away from a fentanyl overdose probably about a year and a half ago, and it was sad. But when you have addictions like that, you bring that on yourself. You know what you're doing. You know what your risk is. Like me, for example, Socrates, you've done a lot of stuff. You've been involved with a lot of stuff. You've cleaned your act up a lot. Me, the only thing I've ever done is drink. That's it. Because, with the wrestling business, you get exposed to a lot of that kind of stuff. So being exposed to that kind of stuff in the wrestling business, to me, it kind of kept me away from a lot of that. So,
I got heat with these people now. You know why? Here's why. Because of the opioid crisis, doctors are very reluctant now to prescribe opiates. Yeah. And here's me now. Here's the ironic part, right? 2008 Socrates was just trying to get high. 2021 Socrates has a crippling fucking neck injury, and I need medication. But these motherfuckers, I literally have to go to the hospital to get medication because they're like, we don't want to prescribe opiates. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But like you said, man, you dance with the devil sometimes. He takes you home, and I came within a fucking cunt's hair. So
that's the thing. Like right now, with Jesus, it's like DMX. What you really want? He's like, for you to go downstairs. Have you ever seen the video of DMX trying to use the laptop for the first time?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
He's not a big
Socrates. When your site actually works, like. Look up the video of Socrates look up the video of DMX uses laptop for the first time. You would imagine Blair the first time he's ever seen a laptop. Like he's just kind of like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Like they would show him how to turn it on, and like he was like all shit. And I guarantee you he was on something. Like I'm not sure if he was like Wes Scantlin like era on something, but he was fucking, and mind you, Wes was a great guest. We loved having Wes on. However, when we do post the video of Wes on our YouTube, which hopefully I'll be able to get to that soon, follow Wes's mannerisms. His mannerisms were just insane.
They changed a lot as the
he's sitting there looking around, like moving the phone back and forth. I think he was just having a good time. But we were just kind of like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like what exactly is this? Like, we don't understand.
He was like the opposite of Dave DeMarco. He was like, I drink 2 beers a year.
Dave was so mellow.
He was a great guy.
Dave was the best. Like, Dave's interview was so good that I couldn't think of a fucked up title to put for the podcast. Because normally we have like one good quote, for that. So I put playing bass in Scandinavian women as the title, because it's like, he picked the Scandinavian women for his Ode to Humanity segment. And of course, for those of you on our Patreon, if you're subscribed, make sure you get our official merchandise, which you can get at www.thehhpod.com. Make sure you pick up some shirts and do that. And of course, if you're watching us on our Patreon, of course, our Patreon is only $3 a month for all of the content that we have, including our monthly fully fermented episodes, which are now only exclusively available on Patreon.
You know?
One of which is with Cinder Road. The other one is with Christy Morgan from Tequila Shot of Love 2, which she was interviewed by CFED, which was really entertaining. And CFED taught her how to do Michael Jackson dancing.
CFED's like
which
a
was
thought.
great.
CFED's like a thought whisperer.
Yeah.
You know, since we're on the Patreon exclusive, this is where we kind of give like the deep dirt, right? Since we're talking about technology and Goatee and DMX are scared of technology. I kind of have heat with technology too.
Yeah, you have Socrates in his heat. He has heat.
I have heat with everybody.
Now he has heat with things. He's ran out of people, so now he moves to objects.
I can tell a quick story. I mean,
go ahead. We still got about 10 minutes before we go live.
I remember being in the 2nd grade, right? Yeah. So this was like the late 80s. So this is when computers were still like fucking giant, you know, it was nothing like we got now. I remember being like the 2nd grade and we had to take a computer class like every Tuesday in school.
Yeah.
And I would always get so nervous because not to put myself over, but I always got straight A's in school, whatever, you know, smart guy. But I was so stupid with technology. I would literally cry about this computer class. I would tell my mom, like, I don't want to go to school today because they're going to make me use the computer and I'm going to cry. And it literally took me like 10 years to finally get over my fear of computers and get an internet connection in the late 90s.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like 4th or 5th grade, I never wanted to go to school. I hated my mom because I was living with my mom at the time. I hated my mom for making me go to school. And I used to call her and her boyfriend dead fish heads because they would make me go to school and I didn't want to. And they were like, well, why do you want to go to school? Because I don't. And that was the whole thing. And, you know, I made it out of school. You know, I make a pretty good living for myself. I live a pretty good life. You know, I'm one of those guys. I went to Dundalk High School. A lot of those people ended up in jail, prison, drug addicts, whatever.
I went to Mount Carmel. There's a lot like that there too.
And that's the thing. Part of my personality is because of Dundalk. Yeah. You know, I owe a lot to being a Dundalkian. You know,
I was actually born in Dundalk.
So, you know, a lot of people when they would meet me or meet people from my crew, you
can spot a person.
I love that Socrates, and you guys can't see this from your view, but when Socrates, his eyes are so sensitive, he wears 2 pairs of sunglasses so he can see. And the best part is seeing Socrates, he'll go to wipe his eye and he'll take off 1 pair of sunglasses, takes off the other pair of sunglasses, and it's the most amusing thing to me in the world.
Because Chase's basement is bright as fuck. You know what I'm gonna do next time? I'm gonna get on camera. I'm gonna do the Bret Hart. Take him off, give him to my fan here.
And that's the thing. Like, if we ever have like a live broadcast,
can we do the Bret Hart on camera? People will pop. My number 1 fan here in the front row. There you go, son. There you go, son.
And it's just a random person who're just kind of like, what the fuck is this? Little do they know their eyes now have the AIDS. That's a little.
You know, I might have known a thought or two in my time. I'm not gonna lie. You know?
Socrates is like, you should know what happened to those glasses last night. I wasn't wearing them. Somebody else was, but you don't want to know where it went from there.
Well, I think this hair tie that I'm wearing right now is actually from a hooker.
Oh,
because you know sometimes girls leave shit at your place.
You just find it. You're like, oh yeah.
Well, I know because I always buy the brightly colored ones.
Yeah.
Because I just like bright colors. Because I'm a heterosexual.
Also, you're blind. You got to be able to see it. Yeah, you know.
But like this one here, I was like, I don't know where that came from. I was like, it was probably a thought. I watched it first.
Yeah.
For the record, I watched it.
And of course, you know, it's our Patreon exclusive. Hopefully, Josie will be coming on soon, and we'll go ahead over to Facebook Live and start. And also, baseball season just started.
It has begun.
Baseball season for the Orioles. We were on our 2nd day of baseball. You know, and the Orioles are 2-0. You know, people can say whatever they want against the Orioles, but right now they are undefeated. And then, of course, your team, the Detroit Tigers, they opened with snow. And you had fucking Miguel Cabrera. We were talking about this on the way here. Miguel Cabrera hits a home run through the fucking snow, and he didn't see the ball. I think it didn't hit like the top of the wall or something like that.
It barely went over, but it was a home run.
Yeah. And he thought it was a double, so he slid in the second. And he gets up and they're like, no, keep going. He's like, oh, okay. And he just trucks home. And everybody ribs him in you know, the dugout or whatever.
I know we've both been to a lot of games in our time.
Yeah.
I've been to a game with a snow delay.
Oh, have you?
It was opening day 2003, Orioles and the Indians.
Oh, wow.
And it was the game where it was cold as fuck, and there was like a 30-minute snow delay, and they restarted the game, and they wound up going like 12 or 13 innings.
Yeah.
And me and my buddy stayed the whole time. We were fucking freezing. I was like, this is not what a baseball game is supposed to feel like. But it was cool. It was fun. You know, how many people can say they've been to a baseball game that has snow delay?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, dude. I mean, here's the thing. It's like, you know, it's weird because some teams have played through the snow. The Orioles had opening day, I think it was in 2007, and it was snowing. Yeah. And the Orioles won that game.
They also won in 03 when I was there. But this is for our non-local fans.
Yeah.
This is what Baltimore's like. that night in 2003, the night before, me and my buddy went to see Disturbed at the arena.
Oh, yeah.
It was 71 degrees that day.
Oh, yeah.
The next day, the Oriole game, it was fucking snowing.
Yeah. And I mean,
because Baltimore is schizophrenic.
That's the way it is here.
Right now.
A couple of days ago, it was 70 degrees outside, beautiful. Then it rained. Then it was like 31 degrees outside and there was ice everywhere. And then today, which, you know, God forbid, it's fucking like 68 degrees and tomorrow it's supposed to be 70. And it's like, but that's March and April. You never know what's going to happen in Maryland, March and April. And sometimes it feels like summer all the way into fucking like late October, early November. Like it's so bad that sometimes I kind of think to myself, hey, you know, this is, you know, something that, you know, what is this? So,
you know, it's funny. Our host of the Happy Hour TV show, Lunar.
Yes.
When I went to his wedding, it was in October, right?
Yeah.
It was like literally it was like 93 degrees in October.
Oh,
and the funny thing was everybody was all hot as fuck because they all had their suit, you know, their tuxes and shit on. But me being the high priest the way I dress, I got a little button-up shirt and shorts on. So I'm like, I'm fine. I'm not hot. You guys can suffer with your fancy clothes.
All right, cool. And Josie's right here. I'm gonna go ahead and admit her in real quick.
Hello.
How are you? We're finishing up our pre-show that we do for our Patreon exclusive. I'm Ray. This is Socrates. My two other co-hosts couldn't make it. Actually, my one co-host, he said that he's having body aches, kind of a fever, and he feels kind of sick. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead and not come today. That's fine. Because normally he comes here, me and him will host from here. And I'm like, I'm vaccinated, but still just stay over there. So, you know, and I asked some of your buddies, Tommy Sambazo and Eric, if they were, you know, busy today, and they both were. So, you know, unfortunately I couldn't get them. So it's going to be me and Socrates. We're going to probably go live in about 4 minutes or so.